watching QTV this morning, and I'm Jenna Bosonko here with our co-host Ibrahim Abalde and our guest, Mr. Ka. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us.
Yes, it's good to be back here, Janaba, and it's another Tuesday morning here on QTV, and you know, we are about to do the usual thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the newspaper review, the African proverb. You know, we look at some of the stories that are making headlines. Mr. Ka, good morning.
Good morning. The challenge is there are no newspapers. Nonetheless, I think we'll engage on topical issues and discuss with them. It's my pleasure to join you, by the way.
Yeah, amazing. So we'll just head right on to the African proverb.
Well, it reads, I mean, do not buy a rat in a bag. Do not buy a rat in a bag.
Is it Kendo Jina Jansipa?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
looks
what we
like
said actually.
It looks
like
similar.
Wow.
Maybe from another part of the world, they
Yeah.
would say rat, you know,
Yeah.
because normally we wouldn't buy rats. But in any case, like Jainaba said, bull gender janchipa.
But I'm seeing something like Tetela.
What is that?
It looks like a capital of a particular country or something.
Probably, I don't know. Maybe
Yes,
that's why it's sorry.
Normally, the
Tetela.
origin of the proverbs, we put it beside the proverb itself so that we can know it's originated from this particular country. So I don't know which country or capital is Tetela.
It's just like saying, don't count your chicks before they hatch. Like if you have eggs, 20 eggs, and you assuming that you'll have 20 chicks, you know, half of it, you know, get rotten or broken. It's like something that you don't hold tangibly or access to, don't claim it. Like buying a rat in a bag. I know we don't normally eat rats here, so we didn't be buying rats, but some people do. There is dirmo anyway.
Yeah.
You know, but they must have eaten a lot of dirmo.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was young.
Like you said, in Wolof, that is the main, you know, gender jansipa.
Jansipa, wow.
Yes.
Kendo Jina Jansipa?
Yeah, because it's not very
There's
smart.
no guarantee.
There is no guarantee.
Yeah.
And how are you going to get that jam?
How are you going to get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a direct proverb. We've been, although we have a different, I mean, a form of saying for like in our own local language. That's Buljena Jan Sipa. But I think they are all, you know, pointing at the same thing. You understand? Like you mentioned, do not, I mean, confirm, maybe do not boast of something while it's not in your hands. You understand? So you have to confirm, you have to verify it is there, and this is real before you make any announcement or before you make any move. So I think it's all the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. It's really direct. You have to get assurance first. Something needs to assure you that you're getting this. For example, if you're buying a land today, you have to make sure that you sign a contract. You have to get a contract first. If things go differently, you can always go to court. But if just someone says, oh, verbally, I'm selling you this land, you don't know if that person has already sold that to 3 different people. So always an assurance needs to be there so that if the situation does not favor you, you can always resort to a solution, generally.
It's just advising or admonishing you to be clever enough to know, don't be fooled.
Wow.
If I come to Balde and say, I have a cow in Brikama, I want to sell it to you, you haven't seen the cow, and then money to pay me money, you know, you're taking risks because you don't know, you haven't seen these things. So be clever enough to be able to understand what you're getting yourself into before, you know, you commit the mistake of, you know.
Yeah, even if I am assured that Mr. Ka is having a cow and it's in Brikama, I have to know what type of a cow,
exactly.
whether it's a thin one or a fat one. So all those things are very important when buying or you know, making any commitment. Yeah, so I think it's
African proverbs are loaded, so you have to unravel it to at least, you know, that is the essence of it. That's why we used to go to, you know, these traditional schools where you will be taught and educated about a lot of meanings, you know, so that you can understand life. They were schools. That is the origin of most of these African proverbs. That is why in circumcision in those times, there's a school. You have to go through the phase of being educated to become a man. And that's where they used to teach you all these sayings so that you can understand life. When somebody tells you something, you can see how impregnated the context is, then you can unravel and understand. That's the basis. That's why it's beautiful. They are poetic in nature.
Yeah.
And prose.
I love your shirt, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never seen you wear this one.
Thank you. I mean, it's
his wardrobe is changed.
It's the wardrobe.
Oh, it's the wardrobe.
Yes.
Nice. I love it. I
Exactly,
think it's really cute.
Well, and I have many more coming. I mean, don't worry. I'll shock you.
Dega na Mr. Katam dafla de yupil. Yo kune kala de yupil. Mr. Jasad of de yupil.
Mr. Ka,
mom suma benen designer.
His budget is just growing. That's and it's reflecting.
It's reflecting. You look so expensive, so
the budget
posh.
and the wardrobe go together.
Well, we'll just go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll head right on to current affairs. We'll be right back.
Art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. 5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected. Juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
QCell moye sunu boss. QCell moye sunu boss. QCell moye sunu boss. Go, event. Most reliable network, Jumala get a wati QCell. Wo quality man yon soda jam, ona man ke QCell. Ani be wulo ni farole kono walante be bakono jala fayola network ko se taria. QCell, suni boss. Nyo finjeka in the 3G, new delu taxi 4G plus, and now we bring you 5G. 5G. First and only 5G provider. Suni boss. Itella follow adi doron nesa keno. Suni boss. Gambia bela nyon tamo fele QCell. Ko fasunta buka busi QCell. Itella molti milka kukutol nati Gambia QCell meta lori la kilianol yele imanyina amanda wala itella ka quality dila dadi ma itelle silo wala wodol mume be kenoma QCell sunibus QCell sunibus QCell sunibus QCell sunibus connection be bambandi QCell sunibus QCell most innovative QCell sunibus.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and I am Jenna Basonko here with my co-host Ibrahim Abalde and our guest Mr. Ka. Thank you so much for joining us. So we'll just be taking a look at issues happening around the country, especially last week or over the weekend. Yesterday we already started talking about the demolition. Actually, it's good that in as much as we put the police accountable, it's also important that we applaud them when they do the right thing, because I was really concerned about the sustainability of the encroachment, illegal special operation on illegal encroachment. I was really concerned, but I see that now they're moving. They are moving to Senegambia, and they actually started at Sting Corner. So probably it's something that's just going to continue, hopefully.
Yes, I mean, you see, each and every development comes with a price. I've been also following, and some people are reluctant to move from their location, even though they're encroaching on the footpaths or the main road. I've seen an incident whereby they were pushing and pulling with somebody who refused to adhere to their rules and regulations. But at some point, you know, it's a national interest. Mr. Ka, I think no matter what the price, it should be paid.
Yeah, but inbuilt should be urban planning as well, because these people, in as much as I appreciate, I understand that some of these things are an eyesore. You cannot come to a country and then see all these things, but they have to have locations where these people, like when we say mechanics, there have to be an area that is apportioned to them where people can go. I mean, if you go to some countries, I've seen that in Dhaka, where you have one area just designed, designated for carpenters, where people will go to buy, you know, the furniture that they're looking for, in other areas designated for just auto parts and auto mechanics. So they can look to see how they would design all these things so that we can avoid that. If you need something, you know exactly where to go. But these hawkers, and it's going to be a challenge because it's a survival for them. They will always find a way to have somewhere to be selling an item and erect. But it's really sometimes a big problem. It can be impediment to the road, and it may be, you know, prone to causing accidents. So there are a lot of things that ought to be looked at.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
during the council elections, I mean, the recent past council election, when I was talking to the people that came on the radio to represent Talib, I think he also have a plan like that. I mean, whereby he will bring all the mechanics, maybe put them somewhere, whereby if you need, you know, to fix your car, you just go there. If you need furniture, you go there. If you need any other thing, you don't need to go in the town. You just go there straight to get these things. So I think when we get things like that, maybe that will also ease the struggles that we are facing.
Oh yeah, otherwise you will have mechanics will just see any area that is open there. But if you make that illegal, but you provide an area, a spacious place where they can be accessed, you can go to buy spare parts, you can go to fix your car, and also especially more so for mechanics than any other, because the work they do sometimes it also perforate into the soil, and you can see that can seep into the water or whatever. There are a lot of environmental challenges there. So I think it's good they do it, but they also have to educate the people, because you cannot do it just with the use of law and force. Those are important, but there are other tools that you have to use platforms like the radios, the televisions, talk shows, educate and enlighten the people so that they can understand, because an enlightened, educated person will not, but if they're not, then they will just repeat these things. They become repeat offenders.
Yes, so moving on, October 24th, 1945, the UN came into being, and today is the 24th of October, 2023. So, you know, it's just important that we talk about the issue of the United Nations that have different agencies working in the Gambia, and also paying attention to the fact that countries have been calling for reforms at the level of the United Nations Security Council and just the Assembly in general. But Ibrahim, what's your take on the existence of the United Nations?
Well, I think they are very significant since I saw it, I mean, somewhere. And we've all seen the interceptions that they've been doing. We've all seen how they intervene when it comes to certain areas.
Right.
So it is worth celebrating. It is worth recognizing them. And, you know, certain things, you know, should be put in place, and they always advocate for certain reforms. They always advocate for certain things to happen.
Right.
So when you mention they are significant, I mean, I think we will not finish that, Mr. Khan.
Yeah, despite its imperfections,
the gaps exist.
Which people recognize, especially the construction or the creation of the Security Council, which is just monopolized by few countries. The General Assembly and other arms of the institution have registered a lot tremendously. If you take WHO, for instance, you take UNESCO, some of the arms, UNICEF, some of the arms of the UN have really contributed a lot towards the alleviation of poverty and also the intervention in many areas.
Women
in
empowerment.
terms of all those areas. So there are a lot of positive sides to it, because you must understand the history and the origins of it, like you said, after the war. Because before it was the League of Nations, and that was dissolved. The League of Nations
didn't work.
So they came and constructed something new, which was the United Nations. And it has registered tremendous amount of development. Yes, there is more to do, and many more to be achieved. And also that the world have changed, the dynamics powers have changed, the colonial powers also have lost a lot of authority, the emergence of new powers such as China, India, and many others have changed the entire configuration. So they need to revisit the United Nations, especially the Security Council, how to restructure it to accommodate the other countries that do not have a role. Because the Security Council is constructed in such a way that they have this veto power, where they can veto things. You can see the conflict now in Israel when they table
Brazil.
there are difficulties to go through that stage. But when it comes to the General Assembly, the voice of the General Assembly always differs from the voice of the Security Council. So that anomaly ought to be...
It needs to be balanced in a way.
Yes.
You know. But anyway, like you said, we recognize their efforts. Especially QTV, you know, has been a partner with United Nations organizations.
True.
We, you know, the Q group signed an MOU with UNFPA, and then we just continue to make sure that we work hand in hand with them to ensure that the changes we want to see, we see in these different sectors. So happy UN Day to all United Nations.
Invite them to at least on a day like
we
this,
should.
they should have been
But happy UN Day to all United Nations workers and country representatives. We really, really appreciate the amazing work that you're doing. So Ibrahim, should we move on?
Yes, let's move on.
What other interesting headline do you
well,
have
I'm
there?
trying to see if we have any other thing on the paper.
But anyway, I just think generally it's also important to take a look at transitional justice process currently, because I saw recently how the government of the Gambia, with civil society, actually convened this session where they're trying to now analyze one after the other the different transitional justice processes that emerged in 2017, 2018. For example, the draft constitution failed. Where are we when it comes to security sector reforms? You know, where are we when it comes to the TRRC as well? We saw the white paper. You know, implementation is yet to start, which is expected because obviously there was a lot of energy around it, but people were also educated about other countries that have gone through transitional justice processes and how long it took. I'm not saying we should take that long, but generally, it's just a process that really takes long if the political will is not 100% and the finances that get into it. But what do you think about that?
Yes, before Mr. Carr come in, I mean, I think when the TRRC was introduced in the Gambia, most people were not expecting it will even take long for certain things to be implemented. But when I discussed with Mr. Ade here on the platform, he said to me, go and look at other countries, their implementations. Still now, we are still talking about those things. So people think it will just be a swift, I mean, certain things will be implemented, you know, in the blink of an eye, but it's totally different, Mr. Carr.
Yeah, it's true, but it's important, like transitional justice, is particularly the constitutional side of things for me is very important, because without the embodiment of our spirits, which is the constitution, creation of a new constitution that will reflect the new Gambia, the new values, the new aspirations, then we are yet to depart, because we have to capture a lot of things that reflects the evolution, the transitional phase from the dictatorial period up to now. So those things have to be reflected. Otherwise, we'll have a lot of those that were happening in terms of law that are still in our books, in our statutes. So we have to see how best they can come to an arrangement or an agreement to bring a new constitution back to life so that it can be functional. The old laws that are not good for the society be just put in the bin. In terms of the TRRC and other aspects, I know sometimes, you know, the processes are not that easy, because like you underlined, financing is very important. It's an important component. And, you know, the constitution of the court, because they want to create a hybrid court to have some of these trials. So those are important things, and it does take a while. But from my understanding, I think the Ministry of Justice did make an announcement that they were creating such a court. Maybe consultations are ongoing to have expertise from different parts, maybe the Commonwealth and other sister organizations that will help to support it. But I think by and large, Gambians see the need and the importance and the urgency that it has to happen. It has to happen for a number of reasons. One, we know what we've been through, and the never again slogan is there. We don't want it to repeat. So therefore, it's important we have these things. so that people can know that, justice is there to serve, so impunity is no longer the case.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Mr. Ka, for joining us on the program. So we'll just go for a short break, Ibrahim, and when we come back, we'll be taking a look at a training for hospital doctors, midwives, and nurses on management of obstetric and neonatal. We will be right back.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell brings you the future with our ultimate bundles. Enjoy the best voice and data bundle plans in one package. Get unlimited data packages with flexible validity and enjoy what true internet feels like. Get 30 minutes of on-net and off-net calls with 5 gigabytes of data for just $350. Or get bigger bundle packages from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes with over 100 on-net and off-net voice calls and enjoy the fastest internet speed in the Gambia. You can also buy 1-day, 3-day or even 7-day packages and enjoy unlimited data bundles with uncapped speeds. Just dial *343# today and experience the limitless capabilities of the QCell network. *343# should be your favorite code to dial now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, we innovate, others follow.
Step into the Espas Motors showroom for your luxurious name brand vehicle. Located along the Bertil Harding Highway, Espas Motors is the Gambia's authorized dealer for Chery, Kia, Ford, and now we bring you the new Peugeot Model 3008 SUV. 18-inch alloy wheels, 216 inches high ground clearance, keyless entry system, start and stop button, rear parking assistance system with reverse camera, adaptive cruise control with speed limit, LED daytime running lights, front and side airbags, 8-inch HD touchscreen. Not to forget our exquisite Peugeot Landtrek double cabin pickup with 2.1-liter diesel engine, 6-speed manual transmission 4x4, hill descent control, LED daytime running lights. Espas Motors, the authorized dealer for Peugeot. Visit us today or call us on 35-2222 or 353-4444.
Looking for the perfect place to promote your product or place your advert? Look no further than QTV. We are the premier destination for businesses looking to connect with Gambian audiences and beyond. At QTV, we offer a variety of advertising solutions to suit your needs and budget. With our diverse range of programming, you can be sure that your ad will reach a broad and engaged audience. From our popular news broadcast to our exciting music and entertainment programming, QTV has something for everyone. QTV, the premier destination for advertising in the Gambia. Contact us today and let us help you reach your audience.
Short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and I'm Jenna Basonko. So, Ibrahim, we're now going on to a very important topic, which has to do with taking a look at the health sector. And I'm particularly interested because it has to do with obstetric and neonatal. And this is a training for hospital doctors, midwives, and nurses on the management of these. And we're joined by Kanifing General Hospital, from the Kanifing General Hospital, Babukar Sen, and also Tida Manjang. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. So, first of all, can you take us through what processes this particular training took and why the need for specific concentration on neonatal and obstetric?
All right, thank you very much. Good morning, viewers. As you rightly mentioned, my name is Babukar Sen. I am the administrator at Kanifing General Hospital, and it's indeed a pleasure to be here. Just to respond to your question, we had a training last week, which was a 4-day intensive training for our doctors, our midwives, and our nurses on the management of neonatal and obstetric complications. The training is very important because if you look at our health indicators currently, as a ministry, it is not how we want it. It's not desirable. That's a hard fact. According to the Gambia Demographic Health Survey, 2019 to 2020 rather, neonatal mortality increased from 22 to 29 deaths per thousand live births. And maternal mortality is still unacceptably high, about 289 per 100,000 live births. So it means that women are dying, and neonates, those that are less than 1 month, are dying. So we as an institution, with support from our partners in the US, that is Baylor College of Medicine in Texas, and of course Horizon Trust, decided to come together to start a project. So this project is called the Safer Delivery Project. And the project has 3 components. One is capacity development. 2 is the provision of modern equipment and supplies. And the last but not the least, and perhaps another important component, which is the construction of dedicated maternity theater. So the project goals, objectives are to improve health outcomes for mothers and their babies, to significantly reduce maternal mortality at KGH, that's Carnifing General Hospital, and by extension the country, but also to significantly reduce neonatal mortality. So in other words, what we are saying is that the project is here to give every woman the opportunity or the right to deliver safely. And also every child born at Carnifing General Hospital and the opportunity to survive. Because we believe that health is a fundamental human right, and we should all have access to quality healthcare services. So this is the reason behind the training that was done. So far we have trained 60 service providers, that is doctors, midwives, anesthetists, and nurses. And by the end of this year, that number will increase to 100.
Okay, so I'm very concerned about one aspect of the training that you talked about, which is the issue of this equipment. You know, because even if these nurses, midwives, and nurses are trained, without the equipment, it's going to be really problematic. Because I don't know, I just wanted to ask about incubators. You know, when I saw neonatal, you know, I just wanted to ask about incubators. Currently at the Carnifing General Hospital, do we have one?
Yes.
Is it functioning?
Yes.
Because recently I'm aware of a particular incident around there where I can't confirm this, but of a child born, and then she was told that an incubator was not available. I'm not sure, so I just wanted to use this opportunity to find out, you know, when I saw Carnifing General Hospital, to figure out if there is an incubator available. And then maybe this project can help change that if that's not there.
So first of all, let me just make this thing clear. That report may not be accurate. We have incubators. We may not have enough for everyone.
Okay, there's not enough.
Remember, Carnifing is serving a catchment area population of 600,000 inhabitants. And the hospital is located in the most densely populated metropolis in the country. So we're faced with challenges. You know, we have the incubators, they may not be enough. Okay, and that's the reason why sometimes we have to refer them to Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, to the NICO unit of Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. Yes, the project is here to address that
Things
problem.
like that.
Exactly. Not only incubators, but there are other equipment that will come. You know, the anesthetic machine, to make sure that at least any woman with obstetric emergency that needs to go to the theater is taken to the theater, and the suction machine, all the equipment that are emergency equipment that are needed are available. And the surgical instruments that are needed to conduct those surgeries. And not only that, but also the drugs. You can have the equipment, but if you don't have the drugs and the supplies, you still cannot do what you're supposed to do. So the project is here to address that. So the project is coming with a holistic approach to addressing the problem, because we know that capacity gap is an issue. We know that the steady and reliable supply of drugs and consumables is an issue. We also know that functional equipment can also be an issue. So we're going to do all those things. And it's also coming to build a dedicated theater. Currently, the theater that we have is being used, by everyone. That is by the general surgeons, by the obstetricians. So now the project is coming to build a dedicated maternity theater for Carnifing, and it's going to be the first of its kind.
Yeah, just, I mean, before we go to...
I think we should engage.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
You know, so take us through this training. You know, it is concentrated only at the Carnifing General Hospital.
That's correct.
Yeah, because most people also will need such kind of a training, maybe around the provinces, because, I mean, women go through a lot around that area.
So first of all, thank you for having me. Yeah. I'm here representing Horizons Trust today. We've done a lot of work with the ministry, and our aim is obviously to combat the maternal and neonatal mortality rates. All our work that we do is implemented within the government-run health facilities. The difference with this project, I think, are twofold. One is the sustainability of it. So not only are we training using expertise from our partners, Baylor College of Medicine, who also have the Baylor University, their faculty, but so sustaining that over time. We have at the moment lectures ongoing. This year we've done 14 virtual lectures. It's just optimizing the opportunity and the help from experts all over. But the key thing is to train our own people. And the training that Mr. Sen was mentioning that happened last week, that was run by his team. So we always initially bring in expertise and then we make sure that we can sustain it. The other thing you were saying about how this training is based at Carnifing. Carnifing worked really hard, I must say, to get this training program based at Carnifing General Hospital. There had to be a few things in place in order to pilot something like this, because you cannot take it to where there's no alternative. Carnifing is already established and they already have a service that they're providing. He didn't mention that the theatre, the operating theatre that will be arriving hopefully in January, is actually a mobile operating theatre. So the idea is to prove the concept that this can be used as a really efficient training tool for all OBGYN staff. And once we prove that that is possible and that the program, the curriculum is accurate and is helping those figures and minimizing the suffering. I mean, we talk a lot about death, but in between that, there's a lot of suffering that goes on. There are a lot of near misses. There are a lot of, there's a lot of chaos. So the idea is for it to be, it's a hub, it's a training hub. And we need to prove that this works. Carnifing have a lot of work to do. And once we prove our concept, we are already in talks with supporters and funders for these kind of equipment, these kind of operating theatres to be allocated throughout. Because really you shouldn't be at any disadvantage because you're working in Basse or you're working, even further afield than that when it comes to training. So really it's not a Carnifing, it's a Ministry of Health project that is based at Carnifing, and it will be accessed and utilised by the rest of the health sector as well.
Yes, so Mr. Sen, another issue that is very prevalent among women is fistula. So I don't know if this is something that you'll be taking a look at, because obviously already we've seen the First Lady collaborating with other agencies to ensure that changes come around there. Because I'm happy that she talked about the suffering aspect. Before the death itself, there's the stigma and the discrimination that women go through due to the fact that they have complications during childbirth. So is this an area also that you're taking a look at?
Thank you very much. In fact, this morning I've discussed with Tina. We recognize that obstetric fistula is a problem affecting our women. And the project will also extend to that. We have local expertise, but we also have, through our connection, our partners that are willing to come over, not only to do the surgeries, but also to train our doctors to be able to do those fistula repairs. Yes, it's another area that will be intervening.
Can I just add that this last year has been spent on theory and practical training for these staff, and next year is completely focused on embedding that and giving them hands-on supervision, mentoring whilst they're performing their job. So a lot of training that happens, you train and you go back to your job, your workplace. But with this project, with Safer Delivery, we are going to continue within the workspace, which is why it's different. I think there's been a lot of investment. there is a lot of accountability, but there's also a lot of expectation on Canifing to actually yes,
You're scaring him.
No, so far everything they're doing the right things,
Okay.
so we are confident.
Okay.
But you know, when you work with partners, one of the key things is obviously deliver.
Yeah.
When you deliver, it makes it easier for us to go out
continuity.
there to continue raising that capital to to reinvest.
Yeah.
And therefore, when you talk about all these other things that need to happen, if we focus and deliver step by step what we're supposed to, we will be able to attract that funding that we require, because we can go to donors and say, look what we've done and look what we've
I have
achieved.
one important question, because we have about 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, sure.
So I just wanted to know if they'll be, because what's the name of the college or university again?
Baylor
Baylor
College of
Yeah,
Medicine.
Baylor
Yes.
College of Medicine. So I
Yes.
just wanted to know if there'll be like exchanges where then Gambian doctors, nurses will be going to the college to actually do like a whole program, let's say maybe a degree in obstetric or something. Is that going to happen?
It's definitely a possibility.
There's a
I don't see
possibility?
why not.
Okay.
The Baylor College of Medicine they have global health, they have the Baylor University and the Children's Hospital
Right.
in Texas.
Right.
So all of these are under the same umbrella. That means that we just need to prove that we can deliver what we said that we're setting out to deliver. And to be honest with you, that's when the doors open, and that's where other things are forthcoming.
Yeah. So how often are we expecting to be having this training for our healthcare workers?
Okay. First of all, let me just add to what Tina has just mentioned. The first batch of trainers, because we conducted a TOT, that's training of trainers, and that training was facilitated by the team from Baylor College of Medicine and Baylor University. So they trained the first batch of local trainers, and those local trainers were the one that facilitated the training that was held last week. And this is all part of our sustainability drive, because we want to make sure that this project is sustainable by ensuring that we have trainers here at Canifing General that can continue delivering to the same level as the trainers from the US. And not only that, but we also have plans to institutionalize this training. So meaning that at the end of the project, we'll be able to carry on implementing the project. So coming to your question, how often? Okay, this month we had one. We're planning another training in November, another training in December. But, excuse me, the training also goes side by side with the virtual trainings. We also have virtual trainings where we have selected some areas where our staff need to be capacitized. Remember, we did a training need assessment, and based on that, we have identified the gaps. And the trainers in the US, and we also have a consultant in Malawi, they deliver virtual trainings. So the virtual trainings are held every 2 weeks. So currently we have delivered almost 12 to 13 virtual trainings, and they go side by side with this face-to-face training.
Thank you so much, Babukar Sen, as well as Tida Manjang. I think this is really amazing, the work that you're doing, and we will keep following just to see progress.
Please do.
Yeah, I'll keep following. Don't worry.
We'll hold him accountable.
Yeah, we will always, because this, it's a very sensitive area that requires, total attention, because I think our women deserve better.
That's right.
So to see a project like this solving that is really amazing. So don't worry, we'll be on his neck.
No.
Ibrahim, right? But then, like you said, already they're doing everything right.
Yes.
So there's no need to panic as long as the work
Yes,
is
exactly.
going on. Thank you so much. So we'll just go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Omar Cisse, who's the president of the Gambia General Transport Union. And Ibrahim will be discussing issues surrounding transport, especially in the morning. What happens to road licensing? Me and Omar most of the time don't get along, because he's always on the side of the authorities, against the authorities, and not telling his drivers stuff. In for the drivers, because they voted for him. But we are not going to, we will ask the right questions. That's the most important thing. So Omar will be joining us shortly.
Do your banking the smart way with the new Aji Bank mobile app. Transfer money to any bank account in the Gambia. Top up airtime for all networks. Pay utility bills. Check your account balance and view mini statements. Request for ATM cards. Request for checkbooks and more in a single touch. So, do your banking in a smart way. Do your banking now with Aji Bank mobile app. Every time, It's banking time. Aji Bank, your investment partner. You asked for it, and QCell is giving it to you with our new and improved Sunyu Bundle Mega Promo. Now you can get more data at cheaper prices. Buy any of our bundle packages and enjoy massive discounts. Dial *303# and enjoy browsing on the network with the biggest coverage. Buy a 20 megabytes data bundle for as low as $7 and 50 bottles today, or purchase bigger bundles up to 20 gigabytes. Yes, that's right, 20 gigabytes of data at your fingertips. With our mega promo bundles, you can browse more, chat longer, and stay connected on the go, anytime, anywhere. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, we innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Technology has always been at the forefront of our lives, and the way we use it has evolved drastically over the years. With the advent of 5G internet, we are entering a new era of technological innovation that promises to transform the way we live, work, and play. 5G internet is capable of providing data speeds up to 100 times faster than 4G, making it the ideal solution for streaming high-quality videos, playing online games, and downloading large files on the go. 5G internet is already transforming cities across the globe, powering smart cities, self-driving cars, and virtual reality experiences that were once thought impossible. 5G internet is also paving the way for Internet of Things, allowing for seamless connectivity between devices and the creation of a truly connected world. For the first time in the Gambia, QCell is bringing tomorrow's technology to you today with the launch of QCell 5G internet. Get ready to experience the out-of-this-world wonders of QCell's 5G internet. For more information, call 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. Ibrahim, like I mentioned, we are now joined by Omar Cisse, who's the president of the Gambia Transport Union, and talking about issues surrounding traffic in general. But before that, we saw that the union is a partner to this operation on illegal encroachment. And we saw you showing solidarity during the exercise with other stakeholders. So can you just give us an update in relation to how it has been going?
Thank you so much. Good morning, Geneva and Mr. Balde and the staff and manager of the QTV and Q Group. It's a pleasure to be here. Regarding to this operation Clear the Road, it's important for us as far as we are the most road users, because most important aspect is security aspect in terms of road safety measures, because we all know traffic is a concern for everybody, particularly the number of accidents we have been recorded the past years. So most of the accidents, they can be factors in leading to those accidents. That's why we are partnered with the stakeholders to do that operations. And this is not the first time we have been doing this since 2021. We started with Brickham, I think you remember. So unfortunately, end of the day was stopped by some reasons. But this time we embark again to do, wow, we are used to this now. No, if you still have Kurada freedom.
For that brief interruption. That was Nawek, was it?
No, they should at least
we should let that slide.
Legi ñom tam war nañu understand dëkk bi man. Nawek.
Indil nawek tegal nawek. Chat baaxul de. Chat rek mun na tax generator duñ dox.
ñu ne min nañ ko mom.
Yeah, so you were talking about the operation.
Yeah, it's very important to clear the road corridors in terms of safety and in terms of traffic movement, because we all know as of now we have a traffic congestions across the greater Banjul areas. So what we can do for short-term plan and medium and long time. So I think this start of the short-term plan to clear the road corridors so that we can have a vast space in terms of pedestrians, cyclists, etc. So that we can properly manage what we can do for further development in terms of road corridor, in terms of development aspect on the traffic management also. I think it's very important. So we are part of the task force. That's why we are with them, and inshallah we continue with them until we see our roads are finally cleared.
Yeah. So is it like you have less drivers lately? Because moto today am suba da nga gis nit ñi taxaw bari ci yoon bi.
Léegi man lu ma realize mooy.
Waaw.
Bu ma toonee di boobu noonu Lamin NTC the number of people yu ma fa gis dama foogoon xew moo fa xew. Mënu ma understand.
Xew de.
Xew nii so léegi dama doon laajte why what's the problem what's happening Mr. It's becoming very serious.
Because xam nga driver itam léegi ñu ne ñoom town trip la ñoo daw. ñoom duñ daw 8 days ñaa paas ñaata la sax.
ay van driver sa town trip la.
Waaw tam ñu ne la town trip.
Town trip la so ma charge 75 town trip la.
Town trip la.
Xam nga we need to understand the way traffic is operating. Recently we have the population is getting bigger, and we expect that.
Okay.
And the road size remain the same. The traffic is getting congested. So niti sensor mu gonna yoga. The activities are getting too much. But now the size road size remain the same. The number of vehicles are getting bigger because vehicle management don't have a family plan. We all want to have our own vehicles. We want to have more and more. So and traffic continue to getting congested. So the flow of the traffic is getting slow. Before, if you are spending 2 hours, now you are going beyond 2 hours.
Yeah.
So that's time. So that means if vehicle go once before coming back, so people are going to stranded at the highways. So I think what we need urban transport management and to invest on the public transport. Because Gambia we have the problem of the public. We don't have public transport in this country. Public transport is the most important thing to decrease the burden of the passengers on the highway. But unfortunately, Gambia, we don't have the public transport.
Yeah, that's a really
because
huge
public
problem.
transport always we will know the way they have been operating. What is the motive
so
behind?
when the GTSC bi biñ ñëwee dama bëggoon a xam rek ndax kon change dara. because indi nañ seen commission nañ seen boss si indi nañ ko 2 batches.
change nañ dara ba waxoon naa leen nit yi duñ gis nit yi duñ ko gis. because I think I said here.
Wow.
Boss it nañu ba nit yi duñ expect duñ ko gis. Because let's remember GTSC is a private company. Invest, expect profit. It's different with the public transport. It's different with the way GPTC was operating. People want to understand the point. The public transport is here to getting burden from the general public. They are not here for making profit. But GTSC is here making profit.
It's a profit
making company. So any investment they expect return. No, we all know the urban transport anywhere in this world is full of losses. So government will invest, promote a board in That's why in our time GTSC super pass was $10. GTSC, I don't know, GPTC was $25 for people. Just more ban boss. But that's the return GTSC is a private company, invest, expect profit. So on time and so on number 2, in the arrangements, the public transport is not working like the on informal transport sector. Like driver taking a hereg, jublunale, subanga he jublunale. The public transport is operating, they have timing. They will do the assessment. Like from Brikama to West, for example, how many hours you want to take from Brikama to so they will do that programming so that you inform the general public. Like 7 o'clock, boss Najoke Brikama, Dina Aka Banjun by 8 o'clock. Because already they do their analysis about the traffic issues. So they are saying, you're so joke, you program yourself. I will depart from Costa Road, but Naga QTV by 8:30. Until some emergency incident came, for example, Mudilela. But politics the way they are operating. No, anytime you meet boss at that time, no time was suggest boss need to depart.
More structure
of the public transport. But that is not happening in this country. So we expect more. No, politics will move more. So forget that situation came in. For example, I'm not the president. No, now you're Geneva. Before you living in Costa Road, for example, no QTV every day consume for $300. Ngaji boss we get Costa Road no QTV. Watch it for $50 by 4 o'clock. Are you going to use your vehicle? No. So now people start using their private, leave their private in their home, use that public transport. But now, so good as you use your money because so get a So you prefer to buy for $1,000. You are going to do the traffic struggle, and you came back. The most issue so motor say traffic, then they suffer, then they because the traffic nature is getting bored. So I think government need to do investment. I'll invite the private sector to invest in this, but government needs to take the lead. lead in the aspect when Jenny Bodin for general public. Because before we are talking about the one-way traffic, but now so auxiliary traffic a lot. The boat traffic, the both sides, passengers are stranded there. Both heading to Westfield and go back to Lame N. So both sides they have passenger new. So that need a proper management. So that's why we are urging to have, we always keep going to government to have transport regulation. Because now, if you are talking about the regulation, like in our commercial transport sector, informal sector, let me say about it. Now, which law is governing the people to, if you want to be a transporter, what is the obligation on you to be a public transport? No, look at them. When you get a motor, them GRF your tax, go please you take your road water certificate, get to license, enter the system. Yeah, so SK the new halat come it's different. So that's why we need a concept note, guidelines. If you want to do a commercial, because this is a commercial TV, am I right? I'm the guidelines. You cannot go beyond that. So this sector also is supposed to be like that. They will have the guidelines, so more you guide. So the sector as a commercial businessman, this is the obligation you have more work. So by the end of the day, the general public will benefit, and government also to invest to make a structure because it's a public need, like the public garages and etc. So by America, the upcoming generation, they not getting the burden. Because today we are blaming our future, our previous leaders. Definitely, but you don't never have that.
So they are just 5 garage.
But the garage are not in strategic location. So much you garage sort of go today. I might need garage for sort of go today. You know sort of. Yeah, I'll give you an example. You know sort of behind Brikama. For I might yeah, I'm not your coastal layout. Bruce B phase 2. That's it. It's needed, but it's not the urgent need. The urgent need we are talking about is within the residence of the KM and become so right now, in future, but not today. So the place we targeted within KM, I'm not central car park. Kubuga jog, should get a jockey fee, the vegetable taxi, double galas. Aga galas, they have final vehicle for his destination. So if government is telling I don't have land, can you have land? So government, I'm land the garage is not for me, it's not for you, it's for general public. That is the TOR of the government to serve the people. And most important aspect, I think government is not fair to us. Because we as a commercial, I'm a motor, I'm not a motor. We each fuel you buy, daily basis, each liter you are contributing 20 butut for car park fee. Each fuel, you're fuel you consume per annum. Nyara fuel my consumer. Nyara motor money Gambia. Every fuel, every liter you consume, you contribute 20 butut for car park fee. So go bole anomaly. Mun na bil ben garas.
So legi dafa melni Mr.
So government collect the revenue from the general public. Pour ñu jël garas, mënu leen jox garas. So I think blaming it to go back the government. Because they are the one who caused this problems.
The issue is a problem. Ba pare so amé moto bala nga joggé sa kër nga né ya ngay dem duga ci tali bi ba aga sa liggéey kay tali bi dafa block. Tay 6 o'clock la génn kër. Waye ñëw na abuko ma taxaw fofu nonu digante brouwa bi ba dem ba bori batuwar bi.
Yeah, because tell you here for the farm truck bu pardon si yoon bi because we remember NRS bi the farm yoon buñ commencé liggéey abuko N. I think that's also I don't know. I think some of the NRA are not the expert in but I think they need to focus their work in night time and the time factor also because that's also causing temo in your lolo. Moto bi pak na si kaw yoon bi everybody is calling moto bu pan si yoon bi ku ko en. Truck kan mo ko en. Just some the time factor. Laata ku na also the same. Guddi nañ ko I think man su ma doon énaré tali bi dina ko liggéey guddi ba dee ñu bàyyi ko fa trafic guddi ñu liggéeyaat ko am nañ da capacity to do that so di nga xam ne di nga mën a jéene boodin si kaw nit ñi and try to do this road connection from Sugul Fajikunda ba yoon boo yëpp lee ay garage ñoo fa nekk yëpp tali bi yëpp
waaw ba pare ñu def ko a lot of sleeping
police so xam nga sometimes these are the people because you jënd moto nga ko yaaxa si yoon bi moto is very costly so man dama foog ne Gambia the problem we have is about the traffic management how to manage our traffic. So we feel since colonial days system we expect to get more problems. No, right now I don't see any changes on subject matter. We need to focus on transport. Transport is not only building a road. Road is very important aspect on it, but the management of the traffic, people need after the access to the road is very important.
Well, I think that's lacking. Problem let us be very honest, Mr. Sisi. We need to walk. You understand? You buy wahbi. I think we are good at papers, but we don't implement. Nyata yon lañ wax fi, okay, nañ try ñu horse yoni, nañ try ñu defar yoni gannaaw yi. Ba léegi things are bad.
The traffic is very good. You be in the school, nga janga. but it's a full of technical work. You need to know the way traffic is operated. So lii mooy issues nit yi dañoo take obligation dañoo lii man maay bii but to do the implementation is the question. ñun kenn du la ko defal. loolu xam nga dinañ ko léegi so xam nga ñun we are activists. we are unionists dinañ wax lu ñu gis la ñoo wax but the fact is people are not to work. Game mooy problème ñu amuñ la mooy priority. nañ liggéey lan lañ war a def pour mun a jëlee body because tey
wallaahi nañ liggéey waaye nag leena laay wax General Transport Union bi driver yi yëpp man suñ bàyyee seen kii gaa dañoo tumaranke
non gars yi am na
dañoo tumaranke
waaye nañ di wax gars yi dëgg bi
wax nga de
déedéet
non waaye moom
nañ di wax gars yi dëgg bi driver itam luñ nekkee Omar am na naka sudut noonu yu
non am na driver yu bu ya def
am na driver yoo xam ne lu ñoo def du dëgg du yoon de
jërëjëf we not go discuss another platform.
Can you imagine?
So anga bëgguma junj loo xam ne
ni diggante Tabokoto ba Brikama ñu ne la town trip 800
kay moo la town trip man amu price dama bëgg dina am biggest platform yoo xam ne ni you have more time dina analyse dina la jox li one by one end of the you will agree with me
man daal xaw ma de loolu
leer nga fa ne ñuy coono di aanoon may famille nga fa sama famille fo
waaye daal lu gaay nekkee nañ ko bàyyi ay dem Banjul sax nga dégg ku ne 75
so now we came out with the government you come with the press release and the official tariff so who is supposed to enforce that
waaye anyway fi mu nekk ni time jeex na Ibrahima so ëllëg yow ak Julde Njie ngeen jeexali week bi inshallah man ma dem nekk si yeneen till we come your way next week, inshallah. Till I come your way next week, Monday.
Sise, thank you for
so
coming.
Much. Thank you for coming. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.